Baby, it's party time. Listen, this is the time where most of you are making money, maybe right between trips, or maybe you're sitting and idling somewhere waiting for your next trip. Check in. We're live and entertaining questions. Let's put some questions out there and some answers. Let the community rally around those questions that are posed. If you want to answer them, I'll try and answer most of them. Then another topic we're going to be talking about is the strike in May. The date we've tied down is May the 1st. They call it Mayday. It's an international day. And what's going to happen on that day, and we're going to discuss it in more detail in this live feed, is that we are going to do convoys, caravan strikes in all Uber cities, which are, if you look at the list, if you Google Uber cities, there's a few hundred cities. Those are mainly the cities that all the companies, the gig companies, operate in. Maybe with the exception of Lyft, they're only in the United States and Canada. But those are the cities we are going to put forward. We're going to organize convoys and caravans in those cities on the same day, May the 1st. Wanted to make it Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo would be boxing ourselves in a little bit. A lot of the internationals don't really celebrate or know Cinco de Mayo. Mayday is basically the International Labor Day, the International Workers' Day. So we'll have multiple reasons for the strike. Those will be announced shortly. There will be a website to go to where you can check in, look at your city. We're going to have major players coming on board. The guys from the local driver co-op are going to be doing all the caravans in Canada. Then we got the Stop Club, a couple of gentlemen out in Brazil. They'll be doing all the Brazilian cities. Then I've got a group in South Africa that will be doing the South African cities. In the United States, we have a lot of cities and a lot of drivers. So whoever feels like they want to be the lead or the captain on this of the convoy in their particular city, please put your details below. Another bit of sad, really, really sad and disturbing footage. I don't know if you saw that, but if you type in Uber News under Google, they show that footage. They've released that footage, which was shown in the courtroom of that arsehole that killed that wonderful mother of four. It was rather disturbing to watch that. God, what this person went through. You get a guy getting into your car, completely everything covered up, just the eyes showing, and you already know, and the guy's just sitting in the back. You're just waiting, and then he reshuffles and gets behind her, and then she gets really, really nervous. Somewhere during the trip, he takes her phone away while she's driving. She tries to move the gun away from, I'll show it tomorrow, it's disturbing. She tries to move the gun away from her neck constantly. He then reaches forward, grabs the dash cam, and that's when you know, shortly after that, obviously they didn't capture the actual act of the shooting because he had already removed the dash cam and he threw it out thinking that the police wouldn't find the dash cam. Well, he's arrested. I hope he gets the max. I hope he dies and rots in jail. And it's just brutal to watch that footage. It really is disturbing. So yeah, it's a Friday night. My guess is everyone is extremely busy right now. I'm out in West Hollywood in the Sunset Boulevard area. I have private clients that are out for dinner. It's a nice little few-hour booking. Take them back to Calabasas. It's going to be a good money. It's a good money day. It's a really, really good money day. So Feel free to chime in if you have any questions. Leave your questions there. Miss Ohm says Uber needs to face check the people before the trip. We know they have the damn tech since they randomly check us. Absolutely right. And then we have BNYUN, Binyum. You're my hero. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that. Listen, I can only try my best, right? And having you guys here, that type of support is so valuable. Having really good friends and subscribers in the channel, it makes my job a lot easier, I've got to say, right? Thanks to you guys. So back to this Mayday strike. It's going to be the 1st of May. Website's going to be going out, and I've got a lot of heavy hitters on board. So any organization that wants to work with us on Mayday and take, take credit of being a participant. Any update with EV Now? EV Now is just waiting, more or less, obviously the supply line of EVs, but it's really about the cars rolling out this year, 2022. That's the last I spoke to their CEO of EV Now. But feel free to reach out to him directly at EV Now at EV EVNowRideshare.com. Hi, Prof, and that is Mr. S is in the house. God's grace is in the house. Welcome you all. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy weekend. Lots happening. Lots going on. I'm going to be 4 weeks, going to be literally working day and night, organizing. You guys know what that new trip radar is. Yeah, I've looked into it. It sounds rather confusing. If anybody can shed, Mark's in the house. How are you, buddy? Then Eddie Carey's in the house. If anybody has used that trip radar, or if they can give some valuable feedback or share with people how to make money on that trip radar, or any suggestions. The problem is with Uber is like you just can't keep up, right? There's just so many pilot projects, and they start this, they can that, they promise you this, they take this away. It's like it's one thing after the other. It's rather overwhelming for a driver to keep up with Uber, with all the little pilot test things going on. So trip radar being another one, right? Eddie says he waited 2 months. What did you wait for, my friend? What have you been waiting for? Trip radar, what is it? Another little scheme of Uber to try and obviously lure drivers in to commit to more hours and trips. It's, another fancy word they've thrown out there. Oh, Checker. Yeah, Checker. Gosh, I have no idea how that company functions, man. The amount of complaints I've heard about Checker. What can I say? Terrible. So yeah, do share if anybody is interested in participating or maybe even hosting the caravan in a city, or if you have suggestions where you think it should be hosted. Obviously, there has to be a meeting place in a city where the drivers can unite and get together before they head out on a caravan. So you got to think about logistics. It's not good to meet on a street and tie up all the traffic, because the cops will come and they'll break it up. So if anybody knows of any large parking lots or federal buildings or Walmarts or anything like that where drivers could meet before they head out, maybe on a 20-30 minute caravan, placating your windows, putting out signs, and then we're going to have the 5 main bullet points. This is more about showing that it's an international effort, and also showing getting the maximum amount of media exposure. Media love these caravans. They just had a very successful one over Brooklyn Bridge. They had one where they shut down the Vegas Strip. in Las Vegas. Love the Las Vegas drivers, very dedicated when it comes to standing up for their rights, for better pay, for safety. Vegas drivers are very, very vocal, as are the Phoenix drivers, as are the Philadelphia drivers, as are the LA drivers. And then, you know, there's certain pockets, certain cities where maybe the people are making enough money and they don't feel like they have to strike for anything. If you are making money, I'm happy for you. I really am. You know, I want people to make money. 405. Yeah, exactly. 405. Shut down the 405 and the 101. You got it. Yo, 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 Mr. Wax is in the house. I'm right now by Sunset. I'm right here by Sunset. I don't know if anybody can recognize where I'm at. I'm up here on Sunset Boulevard. I think I'm right by Duhini, actually. That is not a cop, that's a postal worker. Can you imagine the 405 shutting down? Oh my God, LA would, you're right, they would crap themselves. Oh, you know where I am, Mr. S? Dude, I'm impressed. If you know where I'm very close to the London, right? Very close to the London. I'm up in, I'm literally between Sunset Boulevard and Santa Monica Boulevard right now. I think I'm one across from Duhini. So I'm just gonna sit here. My clients are at Tess, Tesse restaurant. Got 7 in the Cadillac. You know, I love it. You know LA very well, yeah. I met you at a strike. I remember that. How are you doing, buddy? Are you getting ready for the week and you're going to be putting in some hours? Who's putting in some hours? Who's going to be working? Who's going to be working? So yeah, I'm over here just below Sunset Boulevard. And guys, just a reminder, if you have not been at gigrocket.com, the one thing with having great successes with helping drivers get reactivated with these unfair deactivations. Sometimes if the companies don't cooperate, we just automatically force them into small claims court. So ultimately you might have to file a small claims. At least at small claims you get to mediate before you get before a judge, and what you do is you mediate your account back, because you say, hey, I have $10,000 damages against you. You wrongfully deactivated me. I believe I have sufficient evidence to show the judge. So you mediate, and in the mediation you get the golden chance to get your, be safe, Mr. S. You mediate to get your account back. The other thing, we've had a lot of really, really good feedback, is probably put in a good 1.5 years work to do the private chauffeur course. There are another 50 courses that are discounted with the code Lucky Strike, 50% off. Gig Rocket changed my life. Well, I'm glad it did. Just if you can just mention how it changed your life, I would really appreciate that. And thank you for saying that. You know, it's just, Gig Rocket is really a collaboration of several people and several minds and several brains that are really just, and experts in different arenas trying to make the gig industry better, right? Allowing you to explore other things. You know, if things are not quite going the way they should be with UberX, and you're finding yourself putting in too many miles with these insane gas prices, too much wear and tear on your car. Uber Black rides are now cheaper in Charlotte than UberX. Really? Oh, there's no drivers? Are they trying to incentivize the people to get on Uber Black? Which is sad. Oh, you did? Thank you. You did above? Let me see, where did... So, God's grace says, I just want to thank you. I took your training course and I nailed a contract with JP Morgan for the Masters Golf Tournament in Augusta. Oh man, now that makes me so happy, dude. Thank you. I'm so proud of you. That is fantastic news, right? That is absolutely fantastic news. And I'm telling you, you got that contract, and that's going to open up so many doors for you and so many opportunities. You're going to be glad that you went in that direction of doing private trips, because the world that's opened up for me, the clients, I mean, I've probably like 4 billionaire clients right now. I just lost a I'm still, I can't get over this one. I just lost a really good friend and client that I drove numerous times each week. Taylor Hawkins, the drummer of the Foo Fighters, his very best friend in Hidden Hills. I took them to the airport this morning. We just started talking, and the guy just started crying, dude. Just started crying. I mean, everyone loved this guy. Everyone. And I have only the very, very best things to say about Taylor Hawkins. Just breaks my heart to know that he's not there anymore, that I won't see his smile. I won't be able to drive him. I'll continue driving his wife and family, but I'm not going to see that energy, that beautiful smile. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to really, really miss my bro, Taylor Hawkins. I've been driving this guy for 5-6 years, since his kids were little babies, and become very, very close. Amazing conversations, amazing times, crazy parties together. A lot of crazy parties together, either with Taylor or with the Foo Fighters. David Grohl and all of them just flew back. It was tough. Yeah, it's sad. It's just, it's not even sinking in. I see this face thinking, oh, I'm going to pick him up this weekend, or when is the next concert, the next party? We're just talking the other day, because I've got tickets for, he hooked me up to like Pet Shop Boys, New Order. Also loved the 80s music, so I was looking forward to that. I'm going to the concert, but I'm going to go without him. My wife and I are going to go. But like, there was supposed to be a big group, including Taylor, to go to the Hollywood Bowl, go party, good old 80s, We're going to Tears for Fears. Thank you. We're going to Tears for Fears soon. I mean, I grew up in the 80s, like that was my music era. So, I mean, anytime an 80s band comes out, boy, sign me up. I buy the tickets. I go. But really enjoyed going to a lot of these concerts with Taylor, because I got to meet all these people and give them my business cards and pick up new clients and form relation, with Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, Fleetwood Mac. I met all of these people just thanks to Taylor. Taylor would always introduce me as 007. I would call Taylor 008. He said, no, I'm not 008. Like he would joke, I'm 006. I'm like, no, dude, you're higher. You're higher than 007. But he would always call me 007. Call me his 007. And honestly, guys, dropping Taylor off at his house in Hidden Hills, Taylor Hawkins, I'd arrive, pull up, beautiful house, big house, and I wasn't even outside the car. You'd always come over, give me a hug, and said, I love you, bro. I mean, I couldn't even beat him to it, right? Couldn't even beat Taylor to it. He'd always say, I love you, bro, and give you a hug. And I'm taller than him, quite a bit taller, but he's strong, man. You can imagine doing 3 hours of drumming. His cardio was off the charts. I mean, he was strong. When Taylor gave you a hug, it was a powerful hug. You could never underestimate that guy's strength. But God, I'm going to miss him. I really am going to miss him. And to confirm who he was, who he is, all you have to do is just You see all the media, all the articles, all the musicians come out, from Coldplay to Miley Cyrus, all these musicians coming out. Every single one loved Taylor Hawkins. They loved him because Taylor Hawkins was love, pure love, I can tell you. It's honestly, in a human being, one of the most purest forms of love I've seen in a human being. That's who Taylor Hawkins was and still is. He's gonna carry that energy into the universe. That's who he is, just pure love. Everyone, every single person he met, every kid he met, every child, he was very good with names. He'd remember names, kids' names, adults' names. The guy was an amazing human being, and it was always genuine. There was nothing fake about Taylor Hawkins, let me tell you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about my friend, but there was nothing fake about Taylor Hawkins. Was 150% real. It was the real deal. Joyful, tons of energy. I mean, he would be drumming in my car, and then, Torsten, put the music louder, and then, hey, Torsten, listen to this. I just wrote this piece. What do you think? And I was always very honest. I always say, hey, I like this, I don't like that. Why don't you like that? Or why do you like this? What is appealing? He would write music all the time. You know, he's coming in as a drummer. And by the way, a drummer really keeps the whole band together. You know, a drummer, everyone really goes with the drummer. I mean, he keeps the band together. And everyone on Foo Fighters, I mean, David Grohl, the heart of the band, the founder, but the real rock and roller, the media man, the people's man, that's Taylor Hawkins. And I'm very lucky to have spent so many hours inside the car, outside of the car with Taylor, one-on-one with his beautiful wife. He loved his wife so much, Allison. He is the best dad to Annabelle, Shane, and little Mishki, his 2 daughters and his son. It must be so tough for little kids. They're not going to see their dad again. It's brutal. Wish you guys could have met him. Maybe some of you saw him in concert, but I'm telling you, one-on-one. I always packed every time we'd go partying, I always packed a cooler bag. I knew exactly what Taylor wanted in the cooler bag. And there was nothing that would make Taylor more happy if I would bring out a cold Coors Light. He's like, 007, you looking after me, bro. You looking after me, my bro. A nice, ice cold Coors Light. And he was the happiest guy. And sometimes Taylor and I, we would be driving around at night looking for a gas station that would sell Coors Light. I mean, God, we had good times and good laughs together. So many good laughs. I mean, ridiculous. Ridiculous fun. Just fun. You are driving and partying with rock stars of that nature, my friends. And again, you know, I share and teach everything at Gig Rocket. Taylor Hawkins, Foo Fighters. I've been driving him for 6 years. A very good friend. He died. Don't know if you know. Haven't heard Taylor Hawkins. You can Google it. Hello there, sir. I stopped driving for Lyft in March 2020. I didn't see any benefits. Well, Alejandro, if you spent the money on your car and you didn't see the benefits with Lyft, I highly suggest you're looking at getting your driver for hire or your state license, your livery license, and become a private chauffeur and start recruiting your own clients, because that's where the money is. Which leads me to the topic of independent contractor. They use this word IC plus, you know, we're IC plus, we're independent contractors. I'm telling you right now that we are about 20% independent contractors. Would you be interested in giving information on armed chauffeuring? So, I mean, when you get into armed chauffeuring or certain clients that need security on board, like what I did, for example, and if to in order to get a gun in California, which is really, really tough, right? The laws on guns are pretty tough. You'd have to register a security company, an LLC, and then, go and do your courses and everything, and you'll eventually get a weapon. But what I do is I work with some really badass motherfuckers, really, really tough guys that are licensed. One is actually, he's always back and forth New York. I mean, he's a brute. I mean, he's a force, right? And sometimes I'll contract them for the night if the people need armed security, because it's not really a responsibility that you want to take on, especially if you have a big group. If you have a big group and they want armed chauffeuring or armed security, do they have the money? Yes, they do have the money to pay for that extra service. If you feel like you want to take on that responsibility, sometimes I did for certain clients. I have one particular client, an actress, I've got a couple of clients where I do the security and always make sure, if I get to the venue for a few hours, I'm with them or I'm shadowing them. Especially when they have a lot of fans or paparazzi can be, I really know a lot of the LA paparazzi and how to work with them. I know who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting if you have to fight off paparazzi and fans, right? So, and they got to pay you for that. So if you want armed or non-armed security around you, if you want to offer that service, you got to take a lot of money for it. You cannot sell yourself short. That's why I always say, hey, if you need this guy, I've got this guy, and he'll have his weapon on board, but he always makes sure that the people are kept safe, arrive safe at the venue, get back safe into the car, and I pay him, right? I pay him. Another guy I used to work with, a really, really badass security guy, was armed. He got killed. He was also the private security guard of the group Ray Shremmerd, right? I think they even wrote, there's some video footage or some blogs where they honor him. He was the nicest guy, but he got shot, he got killed. So it's a tough job. Then, you can get vehicles. I mean, if you look at Kim Kardashian's new car, she just got it. She just got a Maybach minivan, Mercedes, fully decked out, $400,000. Yes, it's bulletproof. Any Mercedes, any car that you want to convert it with, bulletproof glass, going to cost you an absolute fortune. Some people do that if they have a dedicated client or they're a dedicated driver to one individual. I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to just be one person's driver. I want to diversify. I want to make myself available to as many interesting people as possible. I don't want to box myself into one contract. I just wouldn't want to do that. I want to have, and the thing is, if you assign to one, a lot of people, I know a lot of drivers are just assigned to one family or one wealthy individual or one NBA player or one rock star. And yeah, they get a good monthly, and usually the client provides the car, or if need be, they'll upgrade to an armored bulletproof car. But you're always at the mercy of their schedule. You always have to move when they want to move. One name sticks out, like the son of one of my clients, Dr. Phil. I'm sure you know him. His son is ultra wealthy. He has his private driver, full-time driver, and he's asked me if I wanted to be his full-time driver, and I turned it down. But this guy has to move when they move, or fly with them when they fly. So you're sort of always at the mercy of their schedule. Andrew, we're going to get to that 55 surcharge. It's an absolute joke. That's one of the big reasons we're doing the Mayday strike, is to humiliate them and to once again show them how insulting 45 cents or 55 cents is. So yeah, back to I hope I gave you a little bit information about armed chauffeuring. That was your question, or armed security. So find yourself a good person that you can work with. If you have the right type of clients, they can afford that extra service. But for you to do the driving and then have the weapon on you and the responsibility and the big crowds, and it's exhausting and it's stressful. I've done it a few times. It's very, very stressful. I would not be one individual's driver. I like to keep it colorful. I want to have a huge variety of very, very different clients, from CEOs to sports stars. That's how I love it. And forming those relationships and those bonds. And sometimes you get too close, right? You become really, really good friends. Like, for example, myself and Taylor Hawkins, we became really, really good friends. We had very deep conversations about our children, about everything, right? Every topic. And then you allow that person into your world, they allow you into their world. It all originates in the car, right? It all originates in your office, in your car, right? And it's the first time. Well, I lost a couple of clients that died during the COVID, but I wasn't close to them. So yes, did it hit me? They died of COVID. Yes, it did hit me. But like, this one hit me hard, because like, you'd spend so much time and you'd formed a bond and a lot of trust. Like, Taylor had to trust me with his kids. If I just drove his little girls or picked them up here or took them over there, he had to trust me. So you have to earn that trust from that client who then becomes your friend. So to lose a friend like Taylor, it like put my guard up a little bit. Like, it said, like, okay, how close do you allow private clients to get to you? Do you allow them into your inner circle and become extremely good friends, but then you can also set yourself up for a lot of sadness and upset if you lose them? I had no idea that this guy would pass away at the age of 50. But what hit me most is it went from business, private chauffeuring, to a relationship, to a friendship, to a strong bond, and then is gone. So I got to process that, and the one thing, my friends, is, and we're speaking very openly here, you and I, is never to shelve your feelings, right? It's not like, hey, this and this happened, I'm going to put it in the shelf and I'm going to close the shelf, and that is the worst thing you can do. Thank you, DJ Mecca. I appreciate that. So to find people you can talk to trust, confide in, share, you want to get that out there, right? You definitely do not want to walk around with hatred or anger or upset and just shelve it, because it manifests itself in your cellular structure and your DNA in the worst ways. I'm pretty convinced that's why a lot of people die of cancer, because they just did not know how to process certain shit, right? So it's important to communicate. I get a lot of very, very open letters from my subscribers, 2-3 pages long emails, very deep, where people are sharing. Well, it's good. I'm telling you, it's good, because if you're upset about something, or if you want somebody's advice and someone is actually listening to you and giving you feedback, it becomes a two-way street of communication, right? And you're confiding, you're putting a lot of trust in that individual. Hey, I'm sharing this intimate, detailed story with you. If I get those type of letters where I know that they go very deep and very personal, I always respond. I don't respond in pages and pages of replies. No, I don't. I do respond. I try to keep it professional, and what I try and do is I try and show the person that I was listening, right? That I understand them. I understand how some drivers' lives can be turned upside down, right? You go in, you make this investment. What if you go buy yourself an SUV or a Tesla or a Mercedes or a Honda Civic or a minivan? You make this big investment, and if things don't go quite the way you anticipate them to go, things can go horribly wrong, right? Low Ball Mike says all transportation companies pay a per mile fuel surcharge, FSC, that fluctuates weekly. This has been a standard for over 35 years. We need to make noise. Well, if you can send me a link, that is really, really good feedback, Lowball Mike. I appreciate you. I would love to pitch that and speak more openly about that, because that's the way it should be, right? There should be a per mile, like the truckers do that, right? I mean, you can't expect truckers to drive 15, 16 hours across the country and bite the bullet and carry all those costs and expenses. No, those big Peterbilt trucks use a crap load of gas or diesel, and the companies have to absorb that cost. It's a surcharge. So I'm all ears as far as what you just mentioned there. This is something we should pitch more openly, more loudly. And this is also going to really flow into the Mayday strike, into the 1st of May, the Mayday strike, is that we need some proper per mile assistance, and that can be adjusted. When the media interviewed me about 2 weeks ago, I spoke exactly about that you can adjust as the prices fluctuate, right? But you can adjust the surcharge, but I mean, how are you going to adjust 55 cents per trip? I mean, that's set in stone. It's pathetic, right? What you really need to do is adjust it, like the gentleman said, according to the miles you drive, a per mile rate. And are the prices going down? Are they going up? Are they going down? They're definitely not going down. I filled up at $6.25 today. $6.25. It's a lot of money. I did not get much gas, my friends. Got 21 people in the house. If you don't mind smashing the like button. It's a Friday night. People are busy, so can't expect a huge crowd. Life of Pablo says, I've been having a lot of freaks. A guy was farting on the back of my car. Trying to get the smell out. If I heard that somebody was like deliberately farting or pushing out farts, I think I would slam the brakes and I would get out the car and say, sorry, I can't drive. Firstly, it smells like shit and you are purposely farting in my car. So get the fuck out, right? Throw them out. But if you have like an 85-year-old man who has bad bowel movement, is constantly farting and they can't help that, God, it is disgusting, right? And it smells like horse shit. But the guy is obviously not deliberately doing it. But if somebody's like just trying to be stupid and deliberately fart in your car and think it's funny, or like especially youngsters, they fart and they think they're gonna know, they're farting in your car. Then fucking fart them out of your car. Out you go. There's the door. Get out and fart outside in Mother Nature. Bye-bye. Adios, muchacho. What I don't even have a watch on. What time is it in LA? What time are we looking at? My clients finish up at 10 p.m. We've got 32 people in the house. If we can smash the like button, I wish you a happy weekend. Please be safe out there, especially if you're out on deliveries. Don't let your car idle and run. Make sure it's locked. Make sure you know 360 what's going around. Make sure you have your phone if you need to dial 911. Make sure you have mace. Some people like to carry. It's almost 9 p.m. Okay, Alejandro, that's good to know. So I think I'll wind this one down. There's a possibility that they'll leave a little bit earlier. I don't think so. We're right between Sunset. Where am I right now? Somebody recognize this area. I'm right like there by Doheny, right between Sunset and I'm right between Sunset and Santa Monica Boulevard. I'm in West Hollywood. West Hollywood! Boys Town, they call it Boys Town. My wife just texted me and said, "How are you?" I'm doing great, my dear. How are you doing? She's obviously not on my live feed. She's not in my live feed right now, but I'm pretty good. My wife wrote me a sweet text. I love you, honey. Love you back if you're in my live feed. I don't think she is. So, if you have any questions, put them out there. I'm telling you what, the community is amazing. People put questions into these feeds. People answer them for you. They give you great feedback. Yeah, I'm Jonathan. How are you, buddy? Mr. S is back. Rothy is in the house. Yeah, I'm out. I have private clients. They booked me out for 5 hours. 5 hours. You're walking the dog. Cool. Mr. Let's see, what's her name? Mr. Media Mate. Mr. Media Mate. I like it. Jonathan Clayton's in the house. He's good. Mr. S, thank you. He said, Prof, you're the guy who's amazing. You're doing so much for the driver community. We have to. I mean, we cannot allow them to do this shit. It's I'm sorry, I'm looking at the camera right now, but it's unacceptable. To me, the way they are treating us is unacceptable. It's absolutely unacceptable. This is not how we deserve to be treated, right? This is not how you and I deserve to be treated, right? My beef, you guys know that I'm very open about my beef with them, and I'm going to hammer them and cost them tens and tens of millions of dollars. You know, I helped build a company with thousands and thousands and thousands of drivers, thousands, you know, under 10,000 drivers that I brought into the companies, and they just wiped out all the monies that they owed. It's like hiring a recruiting company and then they don't pay you. You know, think what you want. I mean, people call me the referral king or the referral professor. It's fine. I made a boatload of money until they pulled the carpet. You know, obviously I sued Uber and Lyft for a lot of money, combined almost $1.5 million, right? 3 years ago, we're still in court. But I don't like it when companies bait and switch, or companies screw you over, or companies like don't care and just extract and have, you know, there's no relationship with their drivers. I mean, if you heard the other day, Dara is now calling them earners. We're not even drivers anymore. He called us earners. He used that word. I'm not making this up. Go to the video. He called us earners. EARNERS. That is just so insulting and disrespectful, right? No, we're doing a job, we're driving, we're essential, and we need to get paid. And that's what this channel is about. Like, you know, We keep on fighting for fair treatment. I have a big problem with individuals that have crazy big egos and think that they can just treat their people like trash. I have a big problem with that. All my life I've had problems with those individuals, and I fight them. I have so much gasoline in my tank to fight these motherfuckers. No problem. And I'm not afraid. And I'm well trained, and I have a big fucking mouth, and I have a big following. So why not? Game on, right? Bring it, stick it to them, right? So they know that. We all know that. And if that's what this channel is about, so shall it be. I'm disappointed in some of the other YouTubers on how commercial they've gone, and that they don't. There's a couple of YouTubers making some decent money, but they are not standing up for the drivers. They're tolerating the bullshit that these companies are doing day in, day out. And we cannot tolerate that. So we got to fight back. And the cool thing is, we know how to fight. We know how to hurt them. We know how to hit them. You do that in the media. You constantly hold up the mirror to their ego. They hate that. They hate that. Slick Nick is in the house. Slick Nick, I gotta say, a true warrior. Really enjoyed a fun afternoon with a couple of the lads. I'm taking a break from working and at the gym right now. Very cool. Yeah, Jonathan's right. We should be seen as an asset. Like, you know, they are not looking at us as an asset. Lowball Mike says above is just an example of this week's FSC. I know many courier carrier delivery companies adhere to this as well. So you wrote that in there? Cool, and I can have a look at that. Philip Lee's in the house. Says his car delivery is delayed. Just stay on top of them. I mean, I am not EV now, my friends, so you guys can contact the guy. Because we are a liability to them, hence the word earner, right? I do not like that word earner. It's wrong. We're not earners, right? Like, how dismissive is that word? Oh, you're an earner. 1 second, sorry about that. I was just checking the messages if my clients had reached out to me. No, they haven't. So, happy weekend, everyone. We got Praise Him in the house. Simple Car Detailing in the house. Are you doing detailing as well? Are you making some good money on that? Listen, Hertz, I've just heard too many horror stories. Like, it's absolutely not worth it. It's you know, they advertise $330, and in real life it's $520. That's misleading. That's bait and switch. And then arresting people and taking monies out of their account. Like, they need money, and that's just, it's wrong. It doesn't justify filing criminal charges and getting drivers arrested because you just think, I don't know, don't even get me started, folks. Hertz is a trash company. Trash. Not surprised that Hertz is in bed with Amigo. Silly Goose is in the house. I miss you. How are you, bro? Good to see you. Slick Nick says, I used to rent from Hertz, but after hearing the horror stories, never again. Thank you. Life of Pablo. Okay, my wife is blowing up the phone. She obviously wants to make sure I am safe. I will wind this one down right now. Pasadena in the house. And that is Leon Martin's buck. I'm doing great, Silly Goose. Good to see you here, bro. Happy weekend, everyone. I want to wish everyone a happy weekend. Quick recap. We're going to 1st of May, Mayday, strike in 600 cities. Website will be announced. Any questions you have, put them out there. Let the community answer it for you. I gave Taylor Hawkins a little bit of a tribute in this live feed as well. And then also, we also spoke a little bit about the fact that, the two words, independent contractor, they call us IC plus. I don't quite think that we are more than a 20% independent contractor. If you want to become a true independent contractor, take my private chauffeur course, code Lucky Strike. Lucky Strike, you get 50% off. Have another 40 slots left. Rideshare Warrior in the house. Thank you, my friend. That's right, strike back, exactly. So we're going to get these convoys, caravans going city by city. The best 101, thank you, stay safe. Leon said yesterday a drunk customer request packages delivered. Oh gosh, I wonder how that went. And he wanted to go inside my car. Hell no, he's not going inside your car. He's not going inside your office. Thank you so much, Rideshare Warrior. Appreciate you. People are looking at me like, what is this guy doing? I've got these bright lights here. I've got my halo here. You see, this is Dara's halo. It's definitely not Dara's halo, that's for sure. So people are looking, hey, what's going on here? Why does this guy have like big bright lights in his car? Get some air in here, some oxygen. God bless you as well. Guys, be safe. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. Please be safe. That's you're the number one, the most important, right? Take really, really good care of your safety, your health, so that you're available for the rest of your family, right? If you have brothers, sisters, if you're married, if you have kids, just be there for them, right? That's the most important thing. The most important thing. I learned that once again last week after losing a good friend who's now no longer a father to his children, that like family and your inner circle, your friends is the most important. So you're number one, numero uno. I've been meaning to ask you this. You have 52,000 followers. How about we all invest at whatever amount one is willing to and build an Uber Lyft? Would be nice. I mean, your idea is fantastic. Don't if everyone, if you have 52,000 and everyone put in $10, you could start a company with 500,000. That would buy you the licenses and the insurance in a couple of states to start operating in. For example, California, you could definitely go head to head with these companies. The biggest challenge starting a new company, listen to me briefly here, hear me out, is how do you get the passengers, the riders away? The drivers you'll get, the drivers, no doubt about, you will get, right? Now on this fucking dog's taking a giant shit on the lawn here, just in the spotlight. Guy didn't clean it up. Dog takes a giant shit on this person's lawn and the guy doesn't clean it up. Disgusting. So next guy's gonna go and stand in the dog shit. Sad but true fact. Should deliver that piece of dog shit to Dara's offices. Anyway, what I want to say is your idea, 52,000 people, let's say everybody put in $10, you have $500,000, you start a company. The biggest challenge is to get the riders. You'll get the drivers. You'll get the drivers downloading the app. Drivers are so ready. They are so ready for something new and something different. Or at least they're ready for a company that treats them better. It's Moose is in the house. Shout out, lots of love and respect back. It's Moose to all of you. The drivers, no problem. You'd get the drivers. The challenge is with the monies that you generate to start a new company, you'd have to have some pretty serious viral campaigns or smart campaigns to get riders on board. Because these companies, the best 101 now, thank you, high five, throws down $5. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Happy weekend. Appreciate you. So you guys can come up with some creative ideas and ways on how to get the riders and passengers. But like if you have a budget of $500,000, I can assure you 150,000 of that is going to go towards licensing, insurance, etc., etc. The other $350,000, you know, you have to build the infrastructure. Also not a problem. You have to get maybe an office, some staff to manage the drivers and set up a customer service that actually works. But the biggest challenge is going to be to get the riders, the passengers, because might be a little bit easier now because they're getting charged double, triple rates. But you have to have very effective marketing campaigns to connect with Uber and Lyft riders. You've got to transfer them into this new company. That's the challenge. That's where you're going to spend most of the money. Tell you straight up right now, anybody that wants to start and there's a girl that started, and I'm going to do a video on her tomorrow. She started a company, and she said, I'm very proud of what I've achieved in my city, and she should be. She should be. And we're going to support her, and we're going to hopefully bring her some drivers. But these people are all the party animals. I got to run. I got to get my clients right now. They're finishing up. I wish you the very, very best. Have a fantastic weekend. God bless you all. Be safe out there, please. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all your wonderful contributions, suggestions, ideas, feedback. Sharing is caring, that's for sure. We know about that. And please stay safe. Laters, my friends. There's somebody's losing it. There's somebody going cray. Somebody's screaming. Is left. The crazy man has left. Be safe, everyone. From Sunset Boulevard, I salute you. Have an amazing week and go and make some money. And until we meet again. Thank you, guys. All of you. Appreciate you.